So in today's video, I am going to be previewing Bradford City versus Carlisle United. Then in the second part of today's video, I'm going to be bringing you guys my Game Week 26 League 2 score predictions. If you do go on to enjoy, please make sure to drop a like on today's video. If you could try and hit 70 likes on today's video, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are now on the road to 7,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed if you haven't already with that post notification bell on. It's free to do so and it does massively help out. Get your score predictions and what your starting 11 would be for this game down in the comment section down below. It's going to be a very, very tough game. Carlisle are a very, very good side at this level. Obviously, we only played them less than a month ago on Boxing Day where they did beat us 1-0 at their place. We haven't won at Brunton Park since 1985. Fingers crossed, though, we can get another one over Carlisle at Valley Parade as we did at the end of last season. I think it was the last game of last season, wasn't it? Where we beat them 2-0. Fingers crossed for a very similar result because we need to get back to winning ways. Lots of transfer business, though, has happened since our last match away at AFC Wimbledon. If you want to check out any of my thoughts on the signings, departures, and all that sort of stuff, there has been loads of videos go out over the channel over the last couple of days. This video was actually meant to come out yesterday on Thursday, but obviously with the Adam Clayton signing, I was planning on doing a double upload at 3 and then 7. I had a power cut and I simply just could not get everything to turn back on. I wouldn't have got the video out until about 9-10 o'clock, and I just thought at that point we might as well wait until today. I anticipate there'll probably be some more transfer news that gets announced this evening as well, so there might be a double upload. If that does get announced, it will be quite a late upload, as you all know by now. Hopefully I do have 5-a-side on Fridays and all that sort of stuff, so make sure you drop a like on today's video, subscribe if you are new as well, and let's get into it. So if we start out then with the current Sky Bet League 2 table, my team Bradford City, we currently sit 7th in the table. After 25 matches, we've got 11 wins, 7 draws, 7 defeats, 31 goals scored, 25 goals conceded, leaving us on a positive 6 goal difference and 40 points. Our last couple of games then have been a draw, a loss, a win, and a loss, so very inconsistent at this moment in time. That then compared though to Carlisle United, they're currently sat 4th in the table. After 25 games, they've got 11 wins, 9 draws, 5 defeats, 39 goals scored, 25 goals conceded. They've actually scored the second most in the whole league, only one behind Northampton Town. That is very impressive. That leaves them though on a positive 14 goal difference and 42 points. Their last couple of games then have been a win, a loss, a win, and a loss. If we have a look at both teams' last couple of matches, in terms of Bradford City, our last match was a 0-0 draw. Jamie Walker getting a second yellow card in that game, so he will be suspended for tomorrow's match against Carlisle. Before that though, we had a 2-1 defeat at home to Rochdale. Shocking performance in that game. A 3-2 win over Salford City, a very good performance in that game. A 1-0 win at home to Harrogate Town. Then obviously that game where we lost 1-0 away at Carlisle. In terms of Carlisle's last couple of matches though, most recently they did have a 2-0 win at home to Newport County, a 2-1 defeat away to Doncaster Rovers, a 3-0 win away at Crewe Alexandra, who went down to 10 men in that game, a 1-0 win against my team at Bradford City, and then just before that they had a 2-1 defeat away to Northampton Town. So both teams coming into this on, I would say, some inconsistent form. Carlisle certainly the better of the two teams in terms of the form at this moment in time, but away from home, maybe you could argue that they have struggled so far this season, or certainly not doing as well away from home as what they are doing at home, especially more recently. I think at home they've been a very, very good side. They're very hard to beat at Brunton Park. Not many teams will go there and win, so fingers crossed we can pick up the 3 points in this game. Now we're going to speak about the team though that I would go with if I was Mark Hughes. Now with the players that I have picked, you could either play a 4-diamond-2, a 4-3-3, a 4-2-3-1. It probably can change in and out of possession. I've gone with a 4-3-3 with 1 holding midfielder and 2 more advanced midfielders. In goal, I would go with Harry Lewis, back to his best again against AFC Wimbledon, producing some unbelievable saves. You know, that free kick, granted it is the keeper's side and you wouldn't expect him to save it. He takes a step to the other side and still manages to pluck one out of the top corner, along with another 2 or 3 very, very good saves. So for me, he has to play. He's probably the best goalkeeper in the league. The man is absolutely unbelievable. Into the back 4 at right back, I would go with Brad Halliday. I saw him get a lot of criticism for his performance against AFC Wimbledon on social media. Now for me, I don't think he played that bad because it was really interesting, the formation that we played against AFC Wimbledon. It was like we had 2 left wingers at times and no one on the right hand side. He never had any passing lane down on that right hand side. He seemed very exposed because he was just all by himself until Levi Sutton came on in that second half. But for me personally, I think he is comfortably our best right back. 2 centre halves then. Firstly, Matty Platt. I thought it was a pretty poor performance from Matty Platt on Saturday against AFC Wimbledon, but again, we've kept a clean sheet, so I don't think you want to be changing a defence all too much when you have kept a clean sheet. And I think if he can get back to his best, which was his form pre-red card away at Mansfield, I don't think we've still seen the best of Matty Platt this season, then hopefully he can get back to his best in this one against Carlisle. Partnering him, I would go with Romney Critchlow. I thought overall he's actually pretty poor against Wimbledon, to be honest with you. I thought he was bullied by Josh Davidson, but didn't really come too costly in the end. I thought his distribution out from the back, as always, was very, very good. And hopefully, again, we can see the best of Romany Critchlow in this one. Left back, obviously, we used to say Matty Folds by now, but he's moved on. Talaji Bowler, for me, has to start this game. I think he's miles better than Liam Ridehalgh, and I've not even seen him play. I just think he's going to be better than Liam Ridehalgh. Mark Hughes said that Bowler will probably start the game, but then maybe in the second half, because neither have played 90 minutes in a long time, probably that will be a substitution, which does need to be made. And for me personally, Ridehalgh made my bench anyway, just as like the option off the bench for a fullback, but obviously Matty Folds has gone out on loan to Harrogate for the season. We've brought in Talaji Bowler on loan from Rotherham United until the end of the campaign, and for me personally, I think he's got to start at left back. Into the three central midfielders then, as the holding midfielder, I would go with Richie Smallwood. A lot of debate, obviously, how do you fit Smallwood, Gilead, Sutton, East, Chapman, Songo, Osadibe, Clayton? How do you fit all these midfielders in at this moment in time? For me personally, I think Richie Smallwood has to still be at the base of the midfield, just in front of the back four, sweeping things up, protecting, winning the ball back, and playing the ball out to players with more energy and all that sort of stuff. I think he's got to start as the holding midfielder. In terms of the two central midfielders ahead of him then, firstly, I'd go with Alex Gilead. I thought Gilead had a decent game against AFC Wimbledon, to be honest with you. He was actually getting himself about the pitch a little bit, and I was quite impressed with what I saw from Gilead. Certainly, it wasn't a great performance from the team overall, especially offensively, but I thought he was one of the better outfield performers on Saturday against AFC Wimbledon. And partnering him, I would go with Levi Sutton. I think you need some energy in that midfield, and to go with Gilead's energy, I think you would go with Levi Sutton. I was thinking maybe Ryan East, but he's a little bit slower than Sutton, maybe not quite as much energy. Then if you go with maybe a Chapman, I think that's a bit more offensive, to be honest with you. So I think I'd like to see a midfield three of Smallwood, Gilead and Sutton, in my opinion. Moving in then to the front three, on the right hand side, I would go with Dara Costaleo. Now, this is not based off of his performance against AFC Wimbledon, because he was absolutely shocking. He looked a yard or two off the pace, to be honest with you. He looked absolutely terrible, but we all know that the expectations that he's come in from, he's come in with very high expectations. We expect to see good things from him. Obviously, Scott Banks still not available for this game. He should be back though, hopefully for Tuesday. If not, then he'll be back for the next game, which obviously we don't play next Saturday. So I think it's maybe Mansfield now in February. So fingers crossed Banks here is back for Tuesday night. But for me personally, I think Costaleo's got to start, because I just think he's better than Dion Pereira at this moment in time. On the left hand side for me, I would bring in Thierry Nevers. I think what we've seen from him off the bench against Rochdale was pretty poor, but against AFC Wimbledon, when he came on off the bench, I thought he did look really, really impressive, to be honest with you. Abalisa had a pretty poor game, in my opinion. That's the whole point of having this big squad. You are able to rotate things and all that sort of stuff. So I like to see Thierry Nevers get his first Bradford City start. And up front, I think we've got to bring back in Andy Cook. Andy Cook was dropped for a couple of games for missing chances against Carlisle United. Viden Oliver then went on a decent run of form in the last game, though. It's the first real time we've seen Oliver miss chances so far this season, which he has had. So surely, if Mark Hughes is going to be consistent with why he's dropping players, surely Andy Cook's got to come back in for this game. Now, I did actually read a stat somewhere. We create more chances with Viden Oliver in the side, but we score more goals with Andy Cook in the side. So it's a balance of what you want to have. Do you want to be creating more chances, or do you want to be scoring more goals? For me personally, I know what I want. I want a goal scorer in there. If you want someone to stick the ball in the back of the net 99 times out of 100, well, maybe not, maybe 95 times out of 100, with an easy chance inside the penalty area, Andy Cook is going to take it. He had a poor game in the reverse fixture against Carlisle, but he's not, when does lightning ever strike twice? I think if he does start, I think we'll see the best of Andy Cook. Obviously, lots of rumours that he could be departing the club, rumours that Wrexham are interested. At this moment in time, Mark Hughes has confirmed, though, that they are rubbish, and even he's not stupid enough, in his own words, to transfer list his top scorer. But on the bench then for me, that would leave Colin Doyle, Jan Songo, Liam Ridehalgh, Ryan East, Harry Chapman, Abalisa and Viden Oliver, which means the players who would miss out would be, and it's a long list, Heath Richardson, Joe O'Shaughnessy, Luke Hendry, who's currently having some rumours away from the club, maybe to Gillingham or Doncaster. I think Boreham Wood are interested as well, if rumours are to be believed. Finn Cousin-Dawson, but I believe he's already agreed to go out on loan to another club. That's still not been announced yet. Oscar Threlkeld, Timmy Odesina, who looks very likely he's going to be going back out on loan to Hartlepool United for the remainder of the campaign. Kieran Kelly, Adam Clayton, Emmanuel Sidibe, who's surely not far away now from returning. I think he's almost back in full training, so we might see him maybe middle of February, end of February sort of time, maybe back involved in matchday squads. Charlie Wood, Dion Pereira, Scott Banks and Matt Derbyshire. Now then, let's get into my game week 26 League 2 score predictions. Starting out then with Barrow AFC versus Salford City. I'm going to go with a 2-1 away win for Salford in that game. Bradford City versus Carlisle United. I think it's going to be a very tough game, to be honest with you, but we do seem to do fairly well against Carlisle at our place, so I'm going to go with a scrappy 1-0 home win for Bradford in that game. game. Colchester United versus Gillingham FC. Obviously, both sides have done fairly well in the transfer window so far. I would say, though, I've been slightly more impressed with Gillingham's business, so I'm going to go with a 2-1 away win for the Gills in that game. Crewe Alexandra versus Stockport County. I'm going to go with a 3-0 away win for Stockport in that one. Doncaster Rovers versus Tranmere Rovers. I'm going to go with a boring 0-0 draw in that game. Grimsby Town versus Harrogate Town. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. Hartlepool United versus Rochdale AFC. I'm going to go with a 2-1 home win for Hartlepool in that game. Newport County versus AFC Wimbledon. I'm going to go with a 2-1 away win for Wimbledon in that one. Northampton Town versus Mansfield Town. I'm going to go with a 2-1 away win for the Stags. I've been very impressed with their transfer business so far this window. I think they have recruited very well and also got rid of some of what I would call deadwood in my opinion. Stevenage FC versus Leyton Orient. I'm going to go with a 1-0 home win for Stevenage in that one. Sutton United versus Crawley Town. I'm going to go with a 2-0 home win for Sutton in that one. Walsall FC versus Swindon Town to end it. I'm going to go with a 0-0 draw. But that is where I'm going to leave it for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 70 likes, as I said at the start of today's video, that'd be absolutely class. Subscribe if you are new as well. We are now on the road to 7,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed. If you haven't already, with that post notification bell on, it's free to do so and it does massively help out. Get your score predictions and what your starting 11 would be for this game down in the comment section down below. Thank you very much for watching today's video. Have a great rest of your day and I shall see you all tomorrow for the match day vlog. Peace.